Welcome. This video is about how to access psilocybin services in Oregon. Oregon is first in the nation to administer a regulatory framework for psilocybin services. We are recording this presentation in January 2025. The Oregon Psilocybin Services section is housed within the Oregon Health Authority, the state agency that oversees most of Oregon's health-related programs, including behavioral health, public health, and the state's Medicaid program, the Oregon Health Plan. Oregon Psilocybin Services is part of the Public Health Division, which works to protect and promote the health of all Oregonians and the communities where they live, work, learn, and play.
Psilocybin is a naturally occurring psychedelic compound found in over 200 species of mushrooms that grow naturally around the world. Although psilocybin services are now an option in Oregon, psilocybin is still a Schedule I substance under the Federal Controlled Substances Act. Research suggests psilocybin may help address depression, anxiety, trauma and addiction, or even spiritual well-being. To learn more about the research on psilocybin benefits and risks, visit the Scientific Literature Review and Cultural and Anthropological Information on the Oregon Psilocybin Services website. Oregon Psilocybin Services will continue to partner with the Oregon Psilocybin Advisory Board to update the Scientific Literature Review as we learn more from clinical trials and other studies on drug contraindications, conditions or diagnoses that increase risk for clients accessing psilocybin services, and the evolving research on the impact of psilocybin on neuroplasticity, traumatic brain injury, and other conditions. Until we have more information, Oregon Psilocybin Services continues to highlight the unknowns and potential risks of psilocybin in the OPS informed consent document that licensed facilitators are required to review with clients during preparation sessions. To review this document, please visit Access Psilocybin Services on the Oregon Psilocybin Services website.
Before any psilocybin products are consumed, a client must meet with a licensed facilitator for at least one preparation session. A preparation session includes client intake and review informed consent, client bill of rights, accessibility needs, safety and support planning, and transportation planning. During preparation sessions, clients complete a set of required forms, including a standardized client information form. The answers on the client information form may indicate that a client is ineligible to receive services or requires an authorized client support person to be present during their administration session. Every client who will participate in an administration session is required to complete a safety and support plan and a transportation plan with their licensed facilitator. During a preparation session, a client determines whether they want to proceed with an administration session, and the facilitator determines whether they will provide services to the client. Licensed facilitators may decline services to clients for any reason. To review the forms that clients will review with licensed facilitators during the preparation session, visit Access Psilocybin Services on the Oregon Psilocybin Services webpage.
After completing the preparation session, an eligible client may participate in an administration session at a licensed service center. The administration session is the only time a client may purchase and consume psilocybin products. Clients are required to stay at the service center for a minimum duration of time based on the dosage of the psilocybin they consumed. And group administration sessions require certain client-facilitator ratios. Only clients, facilitators, and client support persons may be present during an administration session. Facilitators are trained to respond to and assist clients if their experience during an administration session becomes uncomfortable or challenging. Rules limit the types of supportive touch that may be used and require clients to consent to that touch prior to their administration session. In the event that a medical or behavioral emergency occurs during an administration session, facilitators and service centers are required to contact emergency services, document the event, and notify OPS that emergency services were called. Clients may not operate a vehicle following their administration session. Every client must follow their transportation plan after finishing their administration session at the service center.
Integration sessions are optional but must be offered to clients. Facilitators are required to contact every client within 72 hours of completing their administration session to check on the client and offer an optional integration session. During the integration session, a facilitator may review the client's safety and support plan and make referrals to community resources, peer support networks, or other community-based integration opportunities.
Under the Oregon model, clients may access services for any reason and do not need to have a prescription or referral from a provider. Clients must be 21 years of age or older, but do not need to be a resident of the state of Oregon to access services. The first step to accessing services is to identify and contact a licensed facilitator or service center. The OPS licensee directory includes contact information from service centers and facilitators who have consented to being listed. Other resources may be publicly available regarding accessing services. To verify if a service center or facilitator has a valid license, use a search for license or permit status tool on the OPS website. The license number will be required to verify status. It is important for clients to find a licensed service center that meets their cultural, linguistic, and other specific needs. OPS rules require service centers to share information regarding culturally and linguistically responsive services with clients and document any client requests for these services. Licensed service centers may have pre-screening requirements to ensure that a client is appropriate for the services they offer before connecting them to a licensed facilitator who works for or contracts with the service center. Finding an appropriate licensed facilitator who meets client cultural, linguistic, and other specific needs is important for ensuring a safe and supportive container for psilocybin services. If a licensed facilitator is contacted for a prescription session prior to contacting a licensed service center, it will be important to understand which licensed service centers they partner with to ensure a supportive, comfortable setting. The preparation session must be completed with a licensed facilitator at least 24 hours before participating in an administration session. Preparation sessions are required annually for clients who will be accessing services more regularly. After the client has completed a preparation session, they may participate in administration sessions at a licensed service center. The administration session is only time a client may purchase and consume psilocybin products. After the administration session, a client may participate in optional integration sessions with licensed facilitators and may be referred to peer support networks or other community resources.
OPS rules require safe manufacturing processes based on existing agricultural and food safety standards. Production of psilocybin by chemical synthesis and use of adulterants is prohibited. Allowable product types include dried whole mushrooms, ground homogenized mushrooms, extracts, or edible food products. When consumed, the body converts psilocybin into psilocin, a psychoactive substance. Psilocin is also found naturally in some mushrooms. OPS rules measure the potency of psilocybin in milligrams. This measurement helps determine how long an administration session may last to support client safety. Manufacturers label their products with potency information based on required test results. Clients must remain at the licensed service center for the minimum duration of time, depending on the dosage they consume, and may be required to stay longer if they are still experiencing the effects of consuming psilocybin. Client experiences may vary, and it is important that clients are no longer experiencing the hallucinogenic effects of psilocybin when they leave the administration session.
Psilocybin products are cultivated and processed by a licensed manufacturer. Psilocybin products are then tested by a licensed laboratory that has been accredited by the Oregon Environmental Laboratory Accreditation Program. After testing requirements are met, products can be transferred to a licensed service center. ORS 475A requires products to be tracked in a product tracking system, beginning when detectable psilocybin is cultivated and continuing through the testing, processing, transfer, sale, or wasting of products. Product tracking ensures accountability, helps prevent diversion, creates public health safety for product recalls, and helps to prevent interstate commerce.
Under ORS 475A, psilocybin services may only take place at a licensed service center. Individuals seeking psilocybin services who are unable to be transported to licensed service centers may experience access issues. Oregon Psilocybin Services has worked to create accessibility considerations in administrative rules. For example, those individuals that require support for toileting, mobility, medication, assistive medical devices, or interpretation, client support persons are allowed to accompany clients to administration sessions. All client support persons must go through preparation to ensure they understand how to support a client while not interfering in an administration session. Our team is committed to centering safety, equity, and access to psilocybin services. Please join us by visiting the Oregon Psilocybin Services website at www.oregon.gov/psilocybin. If you have any questions, please send us an email at oha.psilocybin@oha.oregon.gov. Thank you for your interest and engagement, and thank you for watching.